welcome to the program. This is Sunday Politics live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimale in Abuja. Tonight we will be discussing the politics surrounding the leadership of the 10th National Assembly in Nigeria. As the country's legislative arm, the National Assembly plays a crucial role in the governance and development of Nigeria. However, the leadership of the Assembly is being a contentious issue, with various political parties and interest groups jostling for power and influence. Tonight, we will delve into the intricacies of the political maneuvering that has been taking place behind the scenes and explore the possible outcomes and implications for the country's political landscape. Equally, we'll be discussing the current state of the Nigerian political sphere, which has been characterized by heightened tension and uncertainties. Following the recent elections, in the wake of the elections, there have been reports of violence, protest, and allegations of electoral malpractice. The political climate has been tense, with various stakeholders calling for transparency, accountability, and a peaceful resolution to the issues at hand. In the midst of all of this is the unpleasant interplay and apparent harassment and attack on independent press and freedom of speech, and the role of the media in promoting democracy and good governance in our country. Well, tonight, we will begin with the issue relating to the arrest of the lawyers said to be involved in the APC tribunal case in Rivers State, which is the Nigerian Bar Association has condemned the arrest and called for sanctions against any police officer found to have abused their office. The lawyers were said to have been filing proceedings at the Election Petition Tribunal for the APC in Rivers State. And based on a tip-off, according to the police, they say they arrested these persons and they have now been released, and documents which were impounded earlier have been released to them also. But the APC and their lawyers have been speaking on the matter.
It's been a very, very disturbing process, very traumatic for our democratic process. It started, as you know, yesterday with the arrest of lawyers that are preparing for the tribunal. All evidence and their draft and their written script was seized. And that was too dangerous. Leaving those things in the hands of unknown persons was too dangerous, because that carries the base of our case. And so we had to start putting pressure on the police. NBA got involved, everybody got involved, because it's unprecedented. We've never seen anything like this in Nigeria. Now it's taking over 36 hours, including sleeping here, refusing to leave before we can just say that some justice has been done.
We were all arrested, 8 of us in number, 3 lawyers amidst us, and were taken there. And when we got there, before they picked me from my room, I asked them what was the allegation. They said they got rumored that we are falsifying INEC results and printing INEC results. I said, well, no problem, let's go to the police. And we got to the police. And they picked me and they drove in a very reckless manner straight to the police, and as if a criminal was being picked. I wasn't treated like a citizen of this country. I wasn't treated like someone who has the right and liberty to live in this country. And we got to the police station, and when we got there, they said they gave me a statement sheet, to which I appended my statement in black and white. And I denied all those allegations. I don't know what they're talking about. I'm a private legal practitioner. I have the right to go about to handle matters for clients.
Well, that is the APC governorship candidate in Rivers State, Tonya Cole, and one of the lawyers who said to have been arrested. Well, the APC is asking for something crucial to the election tribunal proceedings. Take a listen to the chairman of the APC in Rivers State at their press conference earlier today.
Because we are appealing to the President of Appeal Court that at this point in time, we are scared that if our lawyers come here, our lawyers will be harmed. We are now appealing to them to make sure that this tribunal matter must move from Port Harcourt to Abuja for security of our lawyers, because we have the right to go to court. and we must go to court. We must follow this case to the logical conclusion. Nobody will deny us not to do that, but we want to appeal to every quarter that is concerned that our lawyers must be given protection, and the protection, only protection we can get is in Abuja. You can see what happened in the election in Rivers State. Some of our members of our party candidates were arrested, and if to the election, right now as I speak to you, a member of Federal House of Rep, a serving member of Federal House of Rep, is still in the police custody till, as I speak to you, till date because of election. What is guaranteed that if our lawyers come here, they will not arrest them, they will not bust their room to pick them up, alleging one thing or the other. That's why we're appealing to the quarter that we don't want this tribunal to be seated in Port Harcourt. We want it to move to Abuja.
That is the demand of the APC in Rivers State, and it appears it's APC versus the police in this matter. So let's hear from the Rivers Police Force on the matter. I'm being joined by the Commissioner of Police in Rivers State, Mr. Okong Effiong. Thank you so much, CP, for joining us tonight. It appears there is some concerns raised by the APC, as you have heard on the program. But first and foremost, your men said that the arrest was based on a tip-off. Where did the tip-off come from?
Thank you very much, Sion. Now, you will understand that the trust of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Usman Akali Baba, has been intelligence-led policing, community policing. And by community policing, it implies that everybody in the society collaboratively work with the police to ensure that the society is safe. People are enjoying to furnish the police with information at every point in time. So on the 31st of March, at about 11 a.m., a call came from a hotel that movements of people in and out of 3 rooms was becoming very suspicious, and that they were suspecting that the people in the lodgers in those rooms were printing documents that seemed like INEC results. We asked the informant if there was anything to prove. He sent a video clip that is right now with us. On the strength of that, as a responsible agency, we approached the court and obtained a warrant, a search warrant. On the 1st of April, that was Saturday yesterday, at about 7 a.m., the search warrant was executed. In the process, 8 persons were found in the 3 rooms. We didn't go beyond the 3 rooms that were indicated. So, the 8 persons and the items recovered, which included laptops, printers, photocopier, and envelopes containing several pieces of paper, were recovered to the police station. As at the time of arrest, I want to be emphatic here. The identity of the lodgers was never known by anyone. Neither was those they were representing known to the police. Because the information given to us by the informant, I wish I could send the video clip to you. The information given to us are lodgers. So, and it was only at the police station that we now started profiling those lodgers. At that point, the chairman of APC and the gubernatorial candidate called me personally at different times that the persons arrested were their lawyers. And I told them, well, let them finish profiling them. And immediately it was established at the state CID. And of course, an assistant commissioner of police led the investigation. The moment it was established that 3 of the persons were lawyers, they were released on self-recognition after the statement had been documented.
So CP, let me quickly come in here. The warrant you got, was it a search warrant or an arrest warrant?
The warrant we had was a search warrant.
Okay, so...
And let me land. When the warrant was executed, like I said, 8 persons were found. What was the warrant about? That some documents were being faked in that room. And there was no how we could stay in the room to identify whether the documents were fake or not. So all of the persons who were there, all of the documents that were found, all of the laptops and everything was moved to the police station where they were systematically examined.
So the reason why I asked the question is that if there was there were questions as to the reasons of the detainment of these persons, if there was a search warrant, so on what basis were they arrested? And was their arrest lawful or their detainment lawful?
I don't know what you mean by detainment.
They were detained, but they were eventually released. So, and they were not, are you saying they were not detained?
They were not put behind the bars or behind the counter. They just went to the office and they were questioned. They wrote their statements and they left.
So what did you find out on the documents that you searched and found in their rooms?
Now, first, we started with the process of profiling them. The identity were established, and we equally established they were working for a party. Let me land, and they were released on the basis of that. Their audio is lost.
Please go ahead. We can hear you. We can hear you, CP. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Now, so when they had been released, the lawyers were released. The 5 other persons were released to a short fee. Now, the police does not have the technical competence to examine whether the documents recovered were fake or not. So we now wrote a letter to the REC in Rivers State. Now, give us a team of your ICT personnel to inspect these documents, whether they were fake or not. We found some documents really. More than 300 documents were found in that place. And so the ICT team now had to come to the station and expertly examined those documents, matched them with those on INEC portal, and discovered that none of these documents were forged. And instantly, the documents and everything recovered from the scene were released to the party. So at no point was anybody detained. At no point.
Okay, so I asked a question about the tip-off. So you don't have the identity of the persons that gave the tip-off?
Now, professionally, we don't disclose the identity of our informants. That's wrong. Like I told you, now, apart from giving us the information, a video clip of the activities in that room was sent to us.
So let's get an understanding. So now you are able to confirm that there were no illegal activities based on the document that you found with them and the profiling that you did. Is that right?
That is very correct.
So
that informed why they were immediately released.
So there are no charges brought against them?
Oh, we'll charge them with?
No, I'm just asking. One can never be too sure. So I'm just asking.
So the information was that they were printing fake documents. And the specialist from INEC office has come, inspected them and said they were not faked. And so we do not have to press any charge.
I mean, give us an understanding of what is happening. There are lots that has been said, and I'm saying this because I'm asking this question based on what the APC is saying, because this matter it's APC versus the Nigerian police, and their allegation is that there are two factions or two of the Nigerian police in Rivers State. I mean, what exactly is going on within the rank and file of the police in Rivers State?
Now, first, I want to disabuse your mind of something. It was never a case between APC and the police. Recall, I have said at the beginning of this interview that the identity of the lodgers was not known, neither was those they are working for known. So the issue of APC came after they have been taken to the police station, not at the hotel. That is one. Two, I do not understand what you mean two factions of the police.
No, that's the allegation. They're saying that there are a lot of activities of the police that they have insinuated that are not official, and they are saying that it does look like some section of the police in Rivers State are working not in tandem with the authorities that have set them up. That means that there are some factions of the police based on what the APC is alleging in Rivers State. How do you react to that?
That is an insinuation that can never be established. The police force in Nigeria remains an organic agency, and the command structure is very intact. So, as a commissioner of police, I take direct responsibility for whatever happens here. But let me tell you something. In the build-up, even to the build-up of the elections proper, there had been this campaign of calumny. Several times, parties raised alarm. Several times, there's up stories that never existed. So the police force is intact. The command structure is intact. So we do not have two functions in the police in Rivers State. So
let me, CP, quickly, you heard what the APC chairman is asking for. He says that they do not believe they can go on with the proceedings in Rivers State based on the events of the past few days. How do you react? I mean, because you are in charge of the police operations in Rivers State, and when a segment of the political class in Rivers State said they are not comfortable and they want the proceedings to go to Abuja.
That, I think, is an overstatement. Now, Sean, I want you to do me a favor. Ask a few questions about elections in Rivers State in years past and what we had this year. Check the current records of what you had in Rivers State a year ago and what we have now. It is on record that we had the best Christmas celebration in Rivers State in the past 10 years. It's on record. There were one or two isolated cases of violence, but from 2015 to date, I can beat my chest to say there has never been any peaceful election near to the one of this year. We have the capacity, the capability to ensure the peace and safety of everyone in Rivers State.
All right.
So Rivers State is peaceful.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I want to sincerely thank you, Commissioner of Police in Rivers State, except if you have any other thing to add, but that's going to be about it.
Yes. I was going to say that from the beginning, I gave a commitment that a free and fair level playing ground will be available to everyone. So no one should be afraid. Everyone is safe.
All right.
And the tribunal will be safe in Rivers State, I can bet you.
All right. Thank you so much. I will hope that you and your men are able to keep to that promise and be able to uphold the rule of law as expected. Thank you so much, Mr. Okon Effiong, Commissioner of Police in Rivers State. Thank you so much indeed.
Thank you.
Let's switch gears, everyone, and speak on the National Assembly politics and the implications for the national development here in Nigeria. I'm being joined tonight by Senator Ali Ndume. He's the chairman, Senate Committee on the Army, and representing they will say the good people of Borno North. Thank you so much, Senator, for Borno South. Apologies. Thank you so much for coming on, and it's good to see you. I think it's the first time I'm seeing you this year.
After the election.
After the election. Did we
This
see
year?
Before the election?
Yeah.
We saw it before the election.
So.
All right. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I mean, you see what is playing out. First, let me start by asking you about the election, because I think we spoke before the election. Is the outcome exactly the way you thought it could be?
Yeah. But there were some, actually there were surprises, some places.
Which of the results surprised you?
Lagos, Southeast, and...
Southeast surprised you?
Yeah.
You thought your party could, or PDP could do anything in Southeast?
No, not really. The performance of LP, actually. You know, it's actually above my expectation.
So they did way above. You never thought that Peter Obi could pull that string?
Yeah. Even in the general election, all over, especially, you know. He had 6 million votes.
Almost 7 million.
Yeah.
6 points.
So it's but it indicates, it goes to tell something that people really don't talk about. And that is to say, I think the signs are out there that the middle income group or social group and the youths are getting tired of the, do I even include myself, at the upper level, you know, 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, who have been in the corridors of power since they were 30.
You have been?
Yeah, I've been in the National Assembly for 20 years, but not because I'm directly involved. The National Assembly does, you know, the quality of work in the National Assembly depends on the number of people who have the experience or ranking. That's why right now in the U.S. Senate, the oldest senator have been there for 43 years. Joe Biden was in the Senate for 31, 32 years. And the ranking plays a great role there because we are legislators. But in the executive, you need people that are youthful, that are young, that have the energy to execute. So
I mean, I'm going to come to National Assembly politics. So your candidate was declared the winner.
Yeah.
Although a lot of reactions have trailed it. Some people are not happy. Some of your supporters are happy. And you've seen some of the reactions. What do you make of them?
The Nigerians have spoken. You see, we are trying to hype up trivialities like religion, like tribe. But an ordinary Nigerian don't buy into that. And that election results have shown that too.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, because there are those who have analyzed that religion, the same religion strategy of your party appears to have worked in your region, for example, in the Northeast. Perhaps the reason why your party performed, and in some part of the Northwest in that regard.
Yeah, I can say to some extent, but overall, in the overall, our party that is, tagged as Muslim or a Muslim party, won in the Southeast, won some seats in. We have how many senators from Southeast? We have senators from Southeast. We have senators from South-South. And we have senators from North Central. There is no region or geopolitical zone that the APC didn't have a candidate.
Have we learned any lesson, I mean, at all? If there are the cleavages of this country has been widened by some of these very dirty part of politics, I mean, have we as a people come out to learn any lesson at all?
No, we have not. Especially politicians are banking on this to the extent that the democracy, to me now, democracy in Nigeria doesn't exist. Because I have once said it or twice here, that the whole polity, democracy has been taken over by kleptocrats and plutocrats, and now religion and tribal sentiments have been placed in it, putting democracy itself that is government of the people, for the people, and by the people, have been put in the background. And those kleptocrats and plutocrats, and then the tribal, this thing, and the religious, you find people going now, instead of going to the public to campaign, they go to churches, they go to malams to go and campaign. And
people can blame you and your friends for that. You are the ones playing the politics.
Who are my friends?
Well, you are a politician.
Yeah, politicians are always from the public. We are not from the moon. Politicians are from the public. But politician is like you. Maybe because you are not in politics because you didn't have the chance to be.
No, not because I don't want.
You don't want to be politician.
It's because I don't want to. I'm comfortable doing what I'm doing.
So I'm comfortable being a politician too.
But you guys,
so why should you now come here and tell me that my own that I'm doing is not good, and I didn't complain about your own?
No. The question is that you are the one raising the fact that you and your colleagues.
Let's not get off the track.
No, the track is that the things that have been done, during this election, which you said, they are bad elements of our politics.
People are trying
and I'm saying that, have we learned any lesson as a people?
No, we have not.
That's what I'm saying.
And people are emphasizing on this. Somebody was telling me just this morning, because, or was it yesterday, when I told him I was coming for this year program. I say, is this in Nigeria? He's tired. He said, if you go to America, religion is not there playing any role, or where you come from. Hillary Clinton was at one time from one state, and then she moved over to New York to become a senator. And somebody, in those days when we were not civilized, the first mayor in the southeast was a Hausa man. And at one time, a Kanuri man came to Benue because he couldn't get tickets in Borno. He contested in Benue State, and he was a member of House of Rep.
The candidate of your party, Bola Tinubu, will be taking over as the next president. Yeah. To fix some of these sentiments that have largely divided the Nigerian people, what would you suggest that he should do immediately to fix these cleavages?
Immediately he takes over, he should be the Bola Tinubu that I know. Married to a Christian, when he was in government, had Christians, Muslims, Igbos, and in his cabinet. That means he can be able to carry Nigerians along. And I think he has already naturally started. He has a wife that is not only a Christian, but a pastor. So would you say now Tinubu will not like Christians or will not be fair to Christians? They will have a problem right in his bedroom. So the problem is solved. How can you say just because Tinubu is a Muslim, oh, he's a Muslim and no, it's about a Christian? It's a personal something. It's personal. Okay, supposing Tinubu decides to be a Christian tomorrow, everybody will shut up, right? Or me as myself. My mother is a Christian. She died as a Christian. My brothers, sisters, siblings are Christians.
She might be a Christian someday. Is it possible? You?
Me? No. No, I'm a Muslim. Okay. I don't have a problem with Christians. That's why.
And it's your personal, because the issue of your faith is personal.
So it should not be an issue of faith.
No, absolutely. In the real sense of it, should religion and ethnicity be part of our politics? That's largely that's a major factor, that we need to. But Senator,
do you know what they do? Do you know why they do in America? And they don't talk about religion. If you are talking about religion, go to church, go to mosque. In the university, I went to school in America. You don't see mosque in the university. No church in the university. No prayers. Every time here in Nigeria, you start with prayers. You close with prayers.
In God we trust. Let's that's the motto of the U.S. though. But let's take a breather. And when we come back, the issue of religion, how it will play a role also in deciding the presiding officers in the National Assembly. Your party is already talking about the issue of zoning and those other permutations. I'd like you to weigh in on that when we talk from this break, everyone.
Experience the opulence and security of Swiss Trade doors. With over 30 years experience, exclusive with a touch of history and craftsmanship, Swiss Trade doors are made from the finest ancient aga and ivory wood. A range of exclusive armored doors, elegant interior doors, carefully crafted by world-renowned architects and engineers. At Swiss Trade, a door is much more, plus premium quality onyx stones and luxury interiors. Visit Swiss Trade today or call now. Swiss Trade, blend of beauty and security.
My name is Architect Adeyemi Makinde, Project Director, Adron Homes and Properties Limited. I'd like to introduce to you our latest housing product, the Oremi series. This product is designed with a concept of encouraging communal living amongst residents living within the same environment. We have the 2-bedroom bungalow units called Oremi, 3-bedroom bungalow unit called Oremi Atata, and we have 3-bedroom duplex units called Oremi Gongon. Join us and key into the Oremi series today.
The Oremi series will boast of the following: maximum security with CCTV, swimming pool, playground, recreational area, gym, solar street lights, adequate parking space, excellent infrastructure, well laid out roads and drainage system, plus many more.
Adron Homes, making the incredible affordable.
You see, as it be now, they call me, but no be me show. That's how some business owners will have a different name on their business account from the actual business name. Listen, don't let your customers be suspicious of your business. Sign up a business account with Money Points and get an account in your business name in minutes.
Whatever it takes to make sure you have a business account opened in your business name, we'll do it as your sure banker. Open a bank account in your business name with Money Point.
Experience the opulence and security of Swiss Trade doors. With over 30 years experience, exclusive with a touch of history and craftsmanship, Swiss Trade doors are made from the finest ancient aga and ivory wood. A range of exclusive armored doors, elegant interior doors, carefully crafted by world-renowned architects and engineers. At Swiss Trade, a door is much more, plus premium quality onyx stones and luxury interiors. Visit Swiss Trade today or call now. Swiss Trade, blend of beauty and security.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us here on the program. Senator Ali Ndume is senator representing Borno South in the National Assembly. He is of the APC and is the Senate chair on the Committee on the Army. Thank you so much, Senator, for joining us. So we're looking at the conversations now in your party predominantly because your party now holds. Let's take a look at how the political parties stand in the National Assembly. Your party holds a majority in both chambers of the National Assembly, albeit at different figures compared to 2019 and 2015. Sir?
I think 57.
Yeah. So in the Senate, for example, out of the 109 seats, this is where we have 102 seats so far declared, pending the completion of the other elections in some other parts of the country. So APC has 55 seats that we know as of now. PDP 33, yes, Labour Party 8, NNPP 2, SDP 2, ABGA 1, YPP 1. So let's switch to the House of Reps. The House of Reps, out of the 360 seats, 326 so far declared that we know, 160 seats for the APC. PDP has 105, Labour Party 34, NNPP 18, ABGA 4, SDP 2, ADC 2, YPP 1. The most colorful National Assembly since Nigeria returned to the Fourth Republic in 1999. But there are other contentions in all of these. Those who are jostling, and that we know for now, for the different positions in the Senate and the House of Reps. These are some of the names that have come up so far. Senator, look at them. In the Senate, we have Oju Uzo Kalu from Abia State, Jibrin Barau from Kano, the only senator of the APC in Kano, Senator Sani Musa from North Central region of Niger State, Gozue Akpabio from the South region of Akwa Ibom, Dave Umahi, the sitting governor of Ebonyi State, Osita Ezonaso is one of the three. All the senators in Imo State are ranking senators, including Osita Ezonaso, Hamel Lawan, the sitting Senate president, Abdulaziz Yari, former governor of Zamfara. His name has also come on the plate.
Why didn't you put my name?
Do you want also to be Senate president?
No, who else? I'm in the Senate. I'm elected. And at one time I contested. So why didn't you put my name?
Because nobody knows you want to run, except if you say you are running now.
Oh, you think I should not run?
No, I don't think you should. I don't think. I don't.
No,
I don't
I'm asking you this question.
I don't have an opinion, Senator.
No, you must have an opinion.
Yeah, I will ask you about your ambition, though.
Anyway,
let's look at the speech.
Why don't you just put my name?
You want us to put your name?
Yeah.
Officially.
Officially? I don't understand that.
That means that
did Amelawan tell you he want to contest?
That's what we understand.
So you didn't understand that I can contest?
No, I've not heard.
No. I think you are not being fair.
No. But if you say you're running, I could then ask my colleagues to put your name on that.
No. Anyway, I think that is what we come to discuss.
All right. Look at the speakership.
Yeah.
And these are those who want to be Benjamin Kalu from Abia State, Tajuddin Abbas, Aliyu Betara, Yusuf Gagdi, a 42-year-old former lawmaker in Plateau State, who is now ranking. It will be a ranking member of the House in the House of Reps. Yusuf Gagdi from Plateau State, North Central. Sada Soli, Sani Jaji. And in fact, there is a missing name, Abdul Rahim Olawi from Kwara State, North Central region.
And there is a bigger missing name there too.
Which one is that?
What is his name? Wase? Who's the deputy?
Idris Wase.
Wase has started going around?
No, Idris Wase is a prominent name.
Now I can understand. Maybe we are even eliminating those that will likely be.
That's an omission from some of our colleagues, which will be fixed. But Senator, do you want to be Senate President?
I tried to be Senate President twice. And this is what we need to discuss about the leadership of the National Assembly. It is not about people just throwing in their heart for it. This is the National Assembly that is supposed to be an institution to oversight the executive, and therefore the leadership should be based on certain criteria. Especially in the emergence of leadership, one of the criteria normally is experience, and that is what we call the ranking. But considering the political scenario of today, you just don't put that as the famous thing. And besides, as these people came out rightly, they have the right to do that. The party said that we should hold on. There should be more of consultation than actually pronouncement that I want to contest. And of course, if I say I want to contest and the party said, no, it's not fair for the Senate President to come from the north or northeast, then do you just now say, oh, okay, you want to contest and against the wish of the party, which we did at one time, and the result or the aftermath was, a bit clumsy, and we don't want to have a repetition of that. So we are holding on till the party decides. If the party zones to the north, as they did in the case of presidency, where the governors and the party at one time said it should be from the south, and that's what led to the emergence of our current president-elect. If the party says that the Senate President should come from a particular zone, we have to look at it and see whether it is fair and take a decision.
Which region do you think would be fair? You have, and perhaps there is yet another graphic element that I'd like to show Nigerians of how things are right now. The president is from the southwest. The vice president-elect is from the northeastern region of the country. In your own experience, where do you think the Senate President and the House Speaker should come from?
For me, the leadership of the National Assembly should be open, the first instance.
Open.
Yeah. And
we should not consider the interests of other regions that are not captured.
Look, the Senate president is not supposed to be a regional president. It's a Senate president of the Nigerian Senate in the United States, and that is the democracy we are trying to copy, and that is not what we are actually fully practicing. The vice president is constitutionally the Senate president. They have what they call Senate President pro tempore. That is the person who presides on the daily basis anytime the senators are sitting. It's normally the most senior. Then you have the Senate leader. That Senate leader is also based on seniority. They don't talk about where you come from. In the Congress, that is the House of Representatives, and the same thing here. Normally, seniority plays a role too, but the leadership in there is more open. That's why I think they had their election 7 times or more before.
To eventually agree, because they didn't quite come to the number that is lawfully agreed for the leader to achieve. Yeah.
So you see, in our own case, we have 109 senators, and what did the Constitution or the Senate Standing Order says as it is now? The leadership emergence is not clearly stated that it must be based on region. Section 50 of the Constitution says, Section 50, that the Senate President shall be elected amongst the members.
So, but, I mean, this is a political constitution that we're talking about, Senator. And you know what happened in 2015 and 2019. I mean, these are not long ago.
Don't forget about what happened in 2023. I said it at the point. People want to put it behind. The current president-elect was not the party's candidate. Was he?
That scenario could play out to the National Assembly?
Yeah. Why not?
You have 70%.
And let me tell you that I was part of the 2015 that you re-emphasize on. I don't think we were rebellious. We only did what we think is right. And I was part of it. Unfortunately, when we got the leadership, and you can remember I was a Senate leader and I was removed because I went into disagreement with the Senate President then, Saraki. Because I told him that was not what we agreed. We did not take the leadership of the National Assembly then to antagonize the executive or engage in fighting unnecessarily. But then I didn't know that Saraki had his own agenda. We are not supposed to fight the executive. We are supposed to oversight them. We are supposed to work interdependently, harmoniously, without compromising the constitutional role of the National Assembly or the Senate, and that is to say to oversight the executive. So where Saraki wanted to take us into fight with the executive, and I disagreed on that. Like the case of Magu, his confirmation, we started that fight. So I don't want people to be emphasizing that if you allow everybody. No, the president, of course, or anybody can have interest. But we are senators. Nobody should tell us who is going to lead us.
There will be 70-something new senators.
Yes.
In the 10th National Assembly.
Yes.
It might not be exactly the same thing.
Okay, let me give you an example. There are 76 new senators.
Out of the 109.
Yeah, supposing they
So you are in the minority.
We are in the minority. No, I'm giving you this scenario. Supposing they put themselves together and then say, this is our Senate President, even during our days of inauguration, and they agree. Would you say they can't produce the Senate President?
Well, the Constitution envisages...
It's not the Constitution.
I'm driving somewhere. The Constitution envisages that there should be inclusiveness.
Yeah.
And there's a balance of power.
Yeah.
Now, if you bring back the spread of the power, just for a moment, we have the president-elect from the Southwest, the vice president-elect from the northeastern region of the country. Politically speaking, to agree, and these both men are Muslims. And there are also talks in your party that these considerations have to also be given prominence, religion and the spread.
Yeah.
Which region do you think is right to have the Senate President come from?
If you are going by this map that you are doing now, you have the president from
Southwest.
You have the vice president from the north, isn't it?
East, yes.
Where is the Chief Justice of the Federation coming from?
Oh, but those are not political sentiments.
Why not?
But these are political. Because
they are
not
political
elected.
sentiment. No.
They are not elected. These ones are the elected ones.
The vice president was not elected. He was appointed as his running mate.
But they were on the same ticket. These are political
but he was not taken to the ticket by vote.
But if you go to the judiciary, they are not political considerations.
No, they are consideration to the Constitution. You are now talking about the Constitution and you are trying to drive away.
No. I'm trying
Don't be taking. Wait now.
If you are taking things in this respect,
you should take it holistically.
Maybe because you want to be Senate president. That's why you are thinking.
No. If I had wanted to be Senate president up in issue without this consideration, you know me now. I would have gone out to say I want to be the Senate president, but the time is not yet there. I can do that. Why not? The Constitution does not stop me from there.
So what do you think about those
now you are bringing? Wait now.
Yeah.
You are talking about religion. In government, this government just passed. You forgot about. Jonathan was the president. Was he not a Christian from South? And the Senate president then, David Mark, was a Christian. Kweremadu from Southeast was a Christian. And Ete from Southwest was a Christian. Was it a big deal?
But
is it now that because
the times are different? Wait, the agitations about those are not as prominent as now.
Kashim happens to come from Northeast, who is a Muslim, and then Tinubu happens to come from South. So if you are talking about balancing South and North, which is what we do, okay, you have the CGN from the South, you have the president from the South, now you have the president, the Senate president should come from the North, or the speaker should come from the north in order to balance it. Then you take another position that is available to based on convenience. So that's why I'm saying allow Nigerians to make their choice. They have done that before. Tinubu, when they started, they went to church and shouted above their voice that Muslim is not fair and this on that. Then they went for election. Muslims and Christians went for election. Nigerians voted for Tinubu. Now they are shouting and they say, oh, we have won election. I don't want to be talking about the matter because it's in the court. I have never I told you, I was surprised with the performance of Peter Obi. I have nothing against him, and I see him, if it is by energy, age, advantage, and all that, as one of those that I have soft spot for because of his this thing. But he doesn't have it. It showed. In the north, he was not there. And when you are talking about now north-south, Tinubu is not from the north. He won in the north. He performed in some states better than Atiku. People thought that, it's Atiku. Atiku is from the north. He didn't win. You can see it. He didn't win.
Let me take you to yet another aspect of this conversation. It's the fact that there is a huge turnover.
Yeah.
A lot of the lawmakers are not returning. How impactful would that be on governance and lawmaking?
Honestly, that is the problem. It's like starting all over again. When I took the numbers this evening from you, in consultation with you, the returning senators are only 26. And in lawmaking, there is no library for you to refer to. There is no handover notes. That means we are starting from the scratch.
So there is a need for experience.
There is a need for experience.
But I thought
why are you talking to me? Why are people? Because I've been there for the past 20 years. Some people are now saying, you have been there for a long time. That's why you need to go. It's like Nigerian politics is being turned into something that is turn by turn. And that is what I really wanted to discuss. It's a very bad president. I see people coming to the National Assembly with nothing. And then suddenly, because they spend years in the National Assembly, they become rich. Something is wrong. You see civil servants living in houses of billions. Nobody asks questions. I've been saying that. I came to this program several times and discussed with you. There should be Unexplained Wealth Act, so that if you display wealth that is not in tandem with their income, you should be investigated and it should be confiscated. And if it is extensive, you should be prosecuted. People should ask questions. Now you see what is happening. They are trying to buy the position. The position in the leadership of this country is becoming those that belong to kleptocrats and plutocrats. That's what I'm saying. Democracy is no longer there.
So they're already planning to buy this position?
They are buying it already. Didn't you hear the accusation that they are sharing money? Some people think that the more they have. And I was even thinking, even in the last election, if I had more money, I would have won.
It's because you didn't have enough money.
I don't have money.
Let's look at this list again, Senator. And I mean, I'm looking at the situation now. So we have added your name, Ali Ndume.
You have added my name?
Yeah, you are the new entrant.
No, you should
on the
put it
list.
first, because why did you put it last?
Yeah, I'm just hearing about it now. So, and I mean, this was the Deputy Speaker, Abdurrahman Olawu from Kwara. Those names are added now. So, Senator, on the impact of the younger or the newer lawmakers, what do you think the National Assembly will look like in the 10th National Assembly? Ola Tinubu, a former senator. Kashim Shettima, a sitting senator. They understand legislative politics.
And the party chairman, he was a senator, and the party secretary was a senator. The deputy national chairman, North, was a senator.
So you think that your party should handle the politics of the National Assembly differently?
Yeah. In fact, it's already happening differently. These are going to be I said it before at one forum that this is going to be a rancor-free administration. You know, given the pedigree of our president-elect and the vice president and the chairman and all of us in there, given the fact that even the so-called, I would say so-called, new senators are not new. Many of them, I think about 20-something, are from the House of Representatives, moving over, so they have the experience. We have people coming from the Houses of Assembly, speakers. We have people that were senators before that are not new. Okpabio is in Aso, and some of these are coming back to the Senate after a break.
Time, yeah.
So it's not going to be. And then when I see it also, the composition is those of very, a senator. They are not small people.
All right. Senator, on the final note, we just have about 60 seconds to go. What do you think is important for Nigerians to take note of the Tinubu presidency and the 10th National Assembly? How expectant should Nigerians be?
Yeah, I think Nigeria should put more pressure on us, the senators, and demand for what we are elected to be. We should put Nigeria first and Nigerians' interests first in even determining this so-called leadership that you are talking about. Because as for Senate, you are just a presiding officer. It's supposed to be one among equals, not first among equals. The problem now is we always put a Senate president and say he is first among equal. The rest will now be, distant to his gavel that you give to him. He hits it up anytime. But he's supposed to be one among equals.
All right. Do you see that the opposition playing and playing your party out in this because they have more numbers?
No, I don't think so. I don't think, because with the experienced people we have in handling matters and the intricacies of the National Assembly game, the chairman, and I don't think they will allow for that kind of a thing.
Senator Alindime, always a pleasure having you around. Now that we know you will not remove your name on that list, but you need to show that you are really serious about being Senate President.
Oh, I need to pass on something to you too.
No, not pass on.
Because that's the only difference. When members send some dollars to other colleagues.
So and you guys are passing dollars.
Let me use this opportunity to say for those members.
So this is for real?
No, I had it too.
And you guys are passing dollars?
Okay, you give me good dollars to pass?
No, I'm asking, is it for real?
No, I had that now.
We are hearing too.
Yeah, so I'm hearing, but I have not seen any dollar yet. But I think a senator should be more than that. What I'm expecting from the new senators is that those of us that have interest or have shown interest, or those that have not even shown interest and they think they are qualified, should engage, to be engaged. What do you have? What do you want to do as a leader of the 10th Senate?
Thank you so much, Senator, for joining us tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, indeed.
You're welcome.
As we come to the end of tonight's program, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the challenges that we as a media industry are facing in Nigeria. Events of the past days have created an environment of fear and uncertainty and threatened the freedom of speech and the integrity of the media landscape. But despite these challenges, we as journalists and broadcasters remain committed to our duty to inform, educate, and entertain our audience. We at Channels Television indulge only reasonable and responsible professional journalism in the face of popular and reckless practice. We play clean and decent. Even when it looks or sounds unpopular with the crowd or online mob, we do it not only for today, but for the future and the sustenance of our profession. Others want to destroy it, but we want to protect it. We will not be deterred by these obstacles. We will continue to stand up for what is right and speak truth to power, even in the face of adversity. We will remain brave, strong, and resilient, and we will not let our voices be silenced. Nigeria belongs to all of us. So to our viewers, we thank you for your continued support and trust. We assure you that we will always strive to bring you the most accurate and objective news coverage, no matter the circumstances. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and stay strong. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Kimbalwe. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone.
Welcome to Elections 101 in 5, the show brought to you by IGA Africa and supported by the UNDP. My name is Samson Itodo. And let's dive straight into the topic of this episode. What are the remedies in an election petition? What are the remedies in an election petition, or remedies available to litigants in an election petition? We hit the streets to ask Nigerians what they think about this. And here is what they told us.
I think from the tribunal, you can go to the High Court, which you can also go to appeal your case. If the case is not judged in your favor, and you are not satisfied, I think you can still proceed.
I don't know.
I don't know the court that person can tell the issue to, but it's only God that can do everything for us.
Interesting responses. So it is an essential requirement for any person or political party challenging the outcome of an election to expressly state the prayers or the remedies he or she seeks from the court or election tribunal. Now, where an election petition is silent on the demand or remedies sought from the judges, the case will not succeed. The court is not a Father Christmas. Therefore, it will not grant remedies or prayers not expressly stated in the petition. The remedies must be within the power of the court or tribunal, else the court will be incapable of granting the request in the petition. So it's important for a petition to expressly state the demands. So in framing the request for remedies in an election petition, there are important notes that must be made. The first note is that the remedies sought by the petitioner, the person filing the case, must be within the provisions of the Constitution and the Electoral Act. Secondly, the remedies must not be contradictory. And thirdly, the remedies are not construed in a way that they are vague or ambiguous. The remedies must be clear and they must be precise. So in phrasing the remedies in an election petition, the person who is filing the case against or challenging the outcome of an election must ensure the remedies he or she seeks do not contradict each other. It's a contradiction for someone or a petitioner to request that the court declares an election null and void, and at the same time request that he or she be declared the winner of an election. Because once an election is declared null, the entire election collapses. So let's look at three main remedies in an election petition. The first remedy is that the petitioner may request the court for an order for fresh elections where the tribunal or court nullifies an election. This is often regarded as a consequential remedy or a relief. The second remedy could be an order for a rerun election in the affected polling units. And thirdly, it could be a declaration that the candidate returned as a winner. The candidate